Love and light. Thank you for visiting my channel. Today I'll be doing an energy reading for the sign of Capricorn. I'm taking a look at some of the energy surrounding you to see what our messages the divine universe has for you. So Capricorn, without further ado, let's do this. Put a deck. Put a deck. Divine Spirit, what our messages do we have for Capricorn? Please and thank you. What our messages do we have for Capricorn? The Divine Spirit, please and thank you. Okay. It says, am I ready to let go of the buried shame? Okay. So right now you can be living in shame. There could be some things from your past that you have not healed from, that you have not gotten over. Or possibly even learned the lesson from. The soul lesson, the soul purpose of this experience. Let's do this one since I have it in my hand. Put a deck. Put a deck. The Divine Universe, what messages do we have for Capricorn? Please and thank you. What messages do we have for Capricorn? The Divine Spirit, please and thank you. Okay. Blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. This came out in another reading. I want to say it was Aries, but I could be mistaken. If not, it was Taurus. Adversity is at the bottom of the deck. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. I think Taurus has something with adversity in it, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. So, so far, Capricorn, what I'm getting is that there's some type of blame and there's some type of shame that's surrounding you at this time. And you can be blaming yourself for this, or you could be blaming others or someone else for this. But at the end of the day, it's saying to take responsibility for your own well-being. You have to take accountability for the choices that you made, and take accountability for the choices that you did not make, or that you failed to make. Whether, and when I say failed to make, I'm saying like you failed to, speak your truth. You failed to speak, speak on how you feel, or how something makes you feel. Because at the end of the day, whatever happened, you had to have oh Lord, you have to have allowed it to happen. Okay, let's keep going. Put a deck. Put a deck. Even if it was a failure to lay God lines, I want to say, if that's the right word. Even if it's a failure for you to, lay guidelines down, you know what I'm saying, for certain things, even if it was a fairy for you to speak up for yourself, whatever it is. You know, at the end of the day, we have to take responsibility for our own well-being. You know, you can't point a finger at nobody. They say when you point a finger, 3 more points back at you. So it's more your fault than it is the other person's. Dear Divine Spirit, what message do we have for Capricorn? Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Even if it's a matter, you know, of taking accountability for your own actions or for your own change, you know, even if you have yet to make the changes, you know, or be successful within the changes that you should be making, and you're finding yourself in a situation, or found yourself in a situation where you didn't want to be, because you have yet to change things about you, and you're still ended up in places, you know, where you're still where you're still doing certain things, or certain things are still happening to you, or you find yourself making the same decisions or same choices, you know. That's still something that's still responsible on your own, for your own being, however you want to put it. You know, there's just no way that we can blame other people for our own well-being and for our own happiness. If you're able to speak for yourself and think for yourself and do for yourself, you know, how could that be possible? It says, when you get into a tight place and everything goes against you till it seems you cannot hold on for a minute longer, never give up. Hold on. I'm just gonna start over. when you get into a tight place and everything goes against you until it seems you cannot hold on for a minute longer, never give up then, for that is just the place and time when the tide will turn. Okay, that's kind of what I was just trying to say here. You know, whenever you find yourself in a tight situation or in a tight place, it's saying to never give up, you know what I'm saying, never give in, even though it seems as if you can't, you know, take it or stand it a minute longer, because if you don't give in, that's when things will start to turn around for you. That's when things will start to shift, whenever you can stand firm, you know what I'm saying, on that seat of faith. And I don't know if this shame has anything to do with transformation, because this don't even have to even be past things. It can be, you know, current things, or it can be both. You know, I don't know. You know, I haven't, you know, pulled more cards to look into more. I haven't, you know, gotten clarification on these cards, on these energies, and you know, I'm not really going to sit here and pull more cards and dig more, you know, into this matter, because it's not really my concern, nor my place, nor my business. However, you know, we all know our own story, we all know our own life, we all know our own circumstances. So I'm going to just keep going with the message, Capricorn. Again, I see adversity over here at the bottom of the deck that says, I can accept the challenges. I can accept that challenges are the best way to learn. So maybe you can have a hard time with, you know, accepting things that seems too hard or too frustrating. And maybe you can be blaming yourself, or maybe you can be blaming others. well, not yourself, but probably more likely you would probably be blaming other. You I mean, you could be blaming yourself too, or it could be both. You know, you never know, because some people will say, you know, well, I'm not good enough, or you know, they just don't want to see the good in me, or they don't want to. You know, you could be blaming yourself, or you could be blaming other people as well. It can go either way. Again, I don't know. I haven't clarified where this blame is coming from, or you know, or anything like that. I just see that it's out here. Let's keep going. Put it back. Put it back. Dear Divine Spirit, what our messages do we have for Capricorn? Please and thank you. What our messages do we have for Capricorn, dear Divine Spirit? Please and thank you. I am with you always, even until the end of the world. Okay. So God wants you to know that He's always with you, even until the end of the world. Which means that even in the end of the world, He's still gonna be with you. That means He never leaves you. Even at the end, He's still there. That's what He's saying. So God's with you always. Let me read the back of this. God is with you always. So never think that you know are too far from God. Never think that you know that you can never find your. Never think that you can find or put yourself in a place of predicament where God still won't be there. So it says the feeling of shame is the lowest energy. Oh yeah, and when I know it was shame. I just thought about this too. It just came to me when I was reading this first line here. You know, with shame, you know, a lot of times when a person is feeling shame, it can really disconnect you from God. You know, it can really, you know, make you want to, you know, turn away from God because you feel so low to where you would think that God is shunning you, or that He looks down on you, or that He has nothing to do with you. But baby, it says, God said He is always with you, even until the end of the world. So even when the end comes, He's still there, and God will never leave. That's what He's saying. Even in the end, He won't. Even in the end, He don't leave. So never think that God is never with you. You know, the feeling of shame is just the feeling of shame is just conviction that He places up on you. You know what I'm saying? So that you learn from this. Not so that you stray away from Him or nothing like that, and not for you to think that He's against you or forgotten about you or don't care about you or, you know, look down on you or any kind of way like that, because God would never do that. He's just showing you where you're wrong so that you can make it right. The feeling of shame is the lowest in the feeling of shame is the lowest frequency. It's the lowest energy frequency there is. When you live in shame, you live in darkness. What part of you is ready to stand in the light? Is there any shame from a past experience that is ready to be healed? So yeah, shame. When you're living in shame, you know, it puts you in the dark. It leaves you in the dark. And in the dark, you know what I'm saying, it's a place where you never want to be. You know, in the darkness, it's hard to find God. It's hard to seek God. It's even hard to even come to God, you know, when you're in the dark. But just know that all these challenges and all these things that you went through, you know what I'm saying, it's just for you to learn. You know, the way you learn by doing, the way you learn to do right is learning from when you do wrong. We all gonna do wrong. We're all gonna mess up. But within us doing wrong and messing up, we must learn from that in order to do right, or learn to do better. So it's okay for whatever mistakes that you've made. It's okay for whatever poor things that you have done. But what is not okay is if we keep doing them and we decide not to learn from them, to grow from them. Don't judge yourself or beat yourself up for your shortcomings. Use this to make yourself better. Learn from this. Grow from this. And let's read what blame has to say. I accept responsibility for my well-being. It is easy to give away the power to transform your hold on. It is so easy to give away the power to transform your life. Certainly there have been people along your path who have shaped you into who you are today, but you are solely responsible for your own happiness. The ego could be a very fragile thing, and if it comes under fire, the first instinct is to blame an outside force. Victim consciousness weakens the connection that you have to your soul. Here's another part. I didn't see this when I was reading this on, was it Aries? I don't know. But it says, the mindset says, I don't have the power inside of myself to break free because someone else's power is stronger. This is an illusion. When you believe that someone else is responsible for your problems, that belief is the problem. Personal responsibility can empower you to change your reality. Lasting transformation always begins on the inside and works its way out. There is a difference between a reason and an excuse. A reason is valid and unavoidable. An excuse is an attempt to shift the blame. And this even goes to yourself. It goes to others as well, but sometimes people will give themselves excuses to not want to change, or to not want to come out of the darkness, or to not want to grow. They'll get a simple excuse and say, oh, well, I just can't do this, or oh, my life has always been like this, or oh, this is just how I am, or oh, this is just how I grew up, or whatever excuse a person can give themselves, sometimes they will. And that's not learning nothing. That's not growing from anything. That's not going to help you accomplish much, in life. But, whether the excuses are for yourself, or whether you give other people excuses to do things that they shouldn't do, or to come against you in ways they shouldn't come against you, that's something we shouldn't do either. We shouldn't say, oh, well, this is my child, or oh, they just don't get it, or oh, she's still, what I'm saying? There's no excuses for that either, what I'm saying? And this may be the reason why they do this, but it's still no excuse, what I'm saying? Like, well, I understand you're still learning, or like, this is like if you're talking to the other person, for example, like, well, I understand you're still learning, or you're still, I understand you're still learning to do better in a certain way, but that's no excuse for you to sit here and act like this, or that's no excuse for you to sit here and treat me like this. Like, I understand you're still learning, but that's no excuse for you to sit here and act the way that you're acting. What I'm saying? Like, don't allow nobody to, treat you no kind of way, or, put you in circumstances and in predicaments that you don't want to be in, and don't do it for yourself either. Even if you did grow up like this, that's no excuse. Okay, well, you grew up this way. You're not a child no more. You're an adult now. So what? Your mama was mean. You can make your own choices now. There's no excuses. So what? What I'm saying? I learned this behavior from my mother. Well, what? I may have learned it, but I don't have to continue to do it. Like, yeah, this is what I learned, but I can also learn something else. Just like you learn that, learn something else. Learn a new thing, learn a better thing. If you learned that, you can learn something else, right? There's no excuses. So, Capricorn, don't let shame wear you down or weigh you down. Don't give in either. Keep your faith. What I'm saying? When you operate on faith, it's when things will start to turn around. universe wants you to start taking responsibility for your own well-being, and to know that God is always with you, no matter what you do, no matter where you go. And with that, Capricorn, that's your reading. We're gonna end it on that note. We're gonna wrap it up. And as always, Capricorn, I want you to keep yourself uplifted. I want you to be encouraged. I want you to stay in love. And as always, Capricorn, peace and love, much love, and more love.